like how I used to pronounce Aladdin, but someone told me that's not how you pronounce it.
It's
In
Aladdin.
Asia, yeah, Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin.
And to
Yeah,
me,
I see
it
that.
sounds more right saying it that way.
Nobody even
Um,
says it like that. Like you're gonna be one of those d bag that pronounce things the way it's supposed to pronounce. Like, what you don't say tacos, you say taco. You know, burrito. You don't say burritos. It's burrito. Like, no,
Burrito.
don't be a d bag
Okay.
and just pronounce it the way it is. Like, we don't care. Hello, and thank you for listening to your favorite. Okay.
That's gonna be added.
Hello, and thank you for listening to your favorite podcast. This is the Maximum Filipino Show. Thank you for clicking and listening to this. And right now we're doing Afterflicks. This is the continuation of the previous Afterflicks for The Boys. We did episode 1 to episode 6. Right now we're doing episode 7. It was an amazing episode. I can't wait to talk about this because it's gonna be awesome. Um, and then we'll right after this we'll be posting episode 8. Well, not posting, but we'll be doing episode 8. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Let's talk about episode 7. It's a
Yeah.
really exciting episode. Let's start with this because I think we can both agree with this.
Hmm.
I think, in my opinion, this gotta be the best, one of the best. It's like a top tier, like top 3. I would say top 3 or in top 3 best opening of the whole series.
I strongly agree. I mean, so
Best
far I have
opening
two. I don't know what your third one is, but I mean overall through the series or just this
overall,
season.
including season 1, including
Okay.
season 1. I think this is like in a top 3 best opening.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I love the opening on this one.
And that says a lot because there's a lot of good openings in this whole series, and they're strong. Like I even actually want to talk about, like the songs that they have. I just don't remember, but the songs that they use for every opening, every time you see the word "the boys," you know what I mean. It's
Mm,
amazing. Like, something just happened or something's about to happen. So I actually enjoyed
right?
that. That was good.
Yeah, I did. The opening, how he, I didn't think this guy. I mean, I've seen them from a different show or movie, but how it
Oh,
opened.
you know where you saw him? Hold on. You know where you saw him before? It's really popular. He like had a spotlight in that show. It's Community.
Oh,
Have you
you
seen?
told me about it, but I never got a chance to watch it. It's one of your favorites when I was out there. You told
Yes,
me that.
yes, yes. He's the fat crap. What's his fat Ryan? Brian?
Oh,
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was his name.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
love this opening where you see this guy, his daily life, um, just waking up. Did you think he was a Starfront's editor, or he was just a fanboy?
No, I think I thought he just works for like the
What?
media. I thought
Oh,
he
the
just works
media?
for the media. Yeah. I thought he was just an editor for, like NBC or CNN, whatever media they had
Mm,
in there.
okay, I thought that's what she, because she emphasized that she has somebody, and I assumed that was it. But yeah, I
I
love
mean,
how it
it's
opened.
it's probably it.
Probably. I mean, it was it was a one-off scene for him, like a spin-off, and then that was it for him for the whole show. But I like it. It was his daily life. Wakes up, kisses mom, see a girl that he likes down on the hallway. It's almost like a manga opening or anime opening, a typical opening like that. And then all of a sudden, uh, his day screws over where he thinks that the liquor store. Do you think that liquor store guy was um, a soup or no?
No, I think he's just a normal human being, and just so happened that there's a flash of light
Right?
that he saw. I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not Soup.
And I had thought that his innocence would well, I don't know if he's truly innocent, but it was just that little small scene of his hesitation, showing he's innocent, not sure he's going to kill him or not. Man,
And the
surely enough,
first
first episode of this season, that's I like that opening as well. Um, But I don't know what was the third episode. What was your opening favorites? Your so-called top three.
Well, one of them is the very first one with Robin, when Robin got gone. I'm talking about Yui's ex girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
That was a strong opening. The other strong opening was Black Noir killing the terrorist.
I thought that was an end. Was that an ending or opening?
that was the opening of the first episode. The very first
Oh
episode.
wow. I didn't
Yeah,
forget. I totally forgot.
because the boy showed up when he was holding the head.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. But yeah, that was an awesome opening.
That was an
I
awesome
mean, it
opening.
was sad that she died, but it wasn't. I mean, overall, awesome opening. Sorry, we're not
Yes,
masochist or sadist people.
we're celebrating the disbursement and the explosion of her body into
Oh man,
not just pieces but liquefied. She got
that was a
liquefied,
creative
bro.
opening.
It was just poof, gone.
All right, but
Yeah.
yeah, not to sidetrack because this is just episode 7, but yes, episode 7. I think this was the peak of me starting to like season 2 because I honestly didn't like season 2. Everyone,
Mhm.
sorry if it, but this episode, as it connects to episode 8, I've I I think I like how it started to build up to end the season.
Right.
So yeah, episode 7 is a.
Maybe the end of the season. We don't know yet. Maybe we don't know. I don't know.
You mean like the finale of the
yeah,
whole show?
No, I'm talking about like the episode 8 is the end of season 2. I don't know yet.
Okay. Oh, true. I'm not really sure. I was
Actually,
just putting.
yeah, it might be a possibility, but I want to believe that it's not because I love this show. I want to keep watching it. It's actually like my not a pet peeve, but it's like my shameful show. What do you call that? What's that phrase?
Shameful show.
No. It's something that you don't tell people that you're watching it. I forgot the phrase, but this is that show that I won't tell. I probably won't tell.
I didn't know there was a word
people.
for that.
No, there's a word for that.
All I was thinking about Secret Lovers, but that's not even
No,
close to
that's
what
not
the
it.
show is
I
about.
forgot. If you're listening to this and you know that phrase, tell us. Let us know. Comment on that comment section.
Please.
Because
I would like to
forgot.
know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bothering me now. Like I want to know what's that phrase.
There's really a word for a secret show or show that you don't.
No, it's not. It's not just show, but it's something in general that it's not like aggressive thing that you're doing. It's not like, oh, I love murdering people and I can't tell other people. Not that kind of stuff, but like shows or movies or habits or hobbies that, I forgot what it's called, but you guys will tell us. But anyway, so I love that. I love that opening. Speaking of favorite scene or favorite opening, let's talk about favorite scenes. I think we can both agree. We kind of. So here's the problem with us with me and Wakka. We talk a lot, like we almost speak all the time, like every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we talk about a bunch of things. That's why this is a good idea to have a podcast.
Apparently, I'm his second wife, so yeah.
So, yes, exactly. so every time we we converse about The Voice, we had to stop ourselves. Like, no, we gotta record this.
Right?
The momentum of the whole conversation will be gone. It's not gonna sound like natural and organic when we talk about The Voice. It's gonna sound like scripted because we already talked about it.
Right.
So part of that is we kind of briefly talked about our favorite scenes, and one of our favorite scenes in episode 7 is the last scene.
Yes.
The explosion, the head explosion.
I love it.
It was crazy.
It was way better than what's the movie that you compared it to?
It was Kingsman, the first
exactly.
the first Kingsman. No, the first Kingsman, it's more like a PG-13 because they made it like colorful, like rainbow explosion.
Exactly.
This is like blood, gore, meat, brains, eyeballs, skulls everywhere.
That's what I mean. This made it like popping heads was like really, really bad versus the PG-13. And comparing is like, look, and the kids watch is like, oh wow, I guess it's okay to pop heads,
right?
But this one was just bloody, gory. It was amazing, and I mean, of course, it was sad. People died, but my favorite scene so far is that one where I think it's the whole
last part.
Yeah, the whole last part was amazing. I mean, I had a feeling who it may be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't really say it was like 100%. She
Mm-hmm.
was just one of those people in my head list, but of course, or in my head list, in my list of,
The list in
uh,
your head.
yes, the list in my head. But of
Like
course, it revealed in
your
episode 8.
head list,
But
not head lice. He does not have a head lice. It's
no, of
head
course,
list.
just don't let this hair fool you. I wash my hair, I shampoo it.
He might have like a bird, bird's eggs in there, but not lice.
No. I mean, maybe, but
Maybe we
one
don't know
thing I
yet.
did discover in washing my hair was conditioner. Conditioner could be
Yeah.
your best friend. I didn't know.
And you can hide, like, literally in college you can hide anything in his hair, like anything. If you want to put a fridge in there, you can hide it. Like,
Okay,
no
that's a
kidding.
little bit much, but
Probably
I wouldn't mind
a mini
having that kind
fridge.
of ability.
A mini fridge, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, that scene is my one of my I think the favorite one. I can't remember anything else, but I I like that. I'm trying to remember. Maybe I should have done what you did, just kind of skim right through to get to have a refresher. But yeah, that was my favorite scene. I can't think of anything else.
My favorite scenes are, besides the last part in the opening. I like the my mic is not my mic. I don't know
I
what's
can
going
hear
on
you
with my.
clearly. It's fine.
I know. I'm just weirded out with the. I don't know. But anyway, one of my favorite scenes is lamp lighter when he light himself on fire. That's one of my favorite scenes because I saw it coming in a
Oh,
way
I
that,
remember.
hold on, I saw it coming that
Okay, I just now I remember.
he's gonna do something crazy, but I didn't expect that it's gonna be in front of his, well, he was gonna do it in front of his statue. I didn't even know he has a statue there. But anyway, that he's gonna light himself on fire. I thought he's just gonna attack a soup and have the super, kill him. Like, like he will just stand there. Let's say Homelander.
Right.
He will push Homelander to the edge till Homelander will just disintegrate him, but he won't fight back. He will just stand there or say
Mm,
something like, "I am the," because him and Yui were talking about, do you want to be the guy who f the wife, or do you want
or
to be the,
be the
yeah,
cut.
right.
Is
So
that really a word?
what?
That the the word that they use to compare whether to be a chicken or a man. They said
Mm-hmm.
either be the guy who
F his wife.
yeah, and the other word would just CK. I mean, I'm sorry, everyone. If everyone is here listening, I'm not trying to limit myself from speaking. It's just that I'm
Around
trying
people
around
that's
people that
yes,
wouldn't
that's he's
like
trying to be
explicit.
respectful with people around him.
Exactly.
There you go.
But is that
Simple
really
way
a
of
word? Do
putting
you
it.
know what I'm talking about?
Fuck what?
No, it's a CUCK.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think that's a word, because in politics they use that a lot with conservatives. Like
Hmm.
yeah, they call them cucks. Yeah, it is a word. Apparently it is. I don't know what it means, but apparently it's a word. Why not tell us? Tell us what that means.
Um, I don't know what that means. That
Or
was the first time I heard it.
or because he lamplighter said to Yui, "You're not a cuck, you're a fluffer," like a cuck fluffer.
Yes,
um, so yeah,
but
so
that scene, I remember what you're talking about. It's just
mhm.
because you talked about that scene, I remember the following scene that I liked about it.
What is
But
it?
go
The
ahead.
porn scene? No,
No,
I'm
no, no,
just
no,
kidding.
no,
I'm just kidding.
no.
So I love that scene because I didn't see it coming, and he just light on fire, like ignited, like real quick. It's just bam,
Right.
gone,
He just
fire.
burned himself.
It just burned himself. Which, by the way, I don't remember if he had a lighter, because I feel
Um,
like he just burst on fire.
I don't
But
know.
because his
It was
ability,
very quick.
right? But his ability is he has to have a fire to
Right.
control. He can't just produce fire out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I think it was just really quick. I mean, because it was a flash death. Like how he burned himself to death. I think I yeah. I don't remember him pulling out a lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he did.
That's a crappy ability. I had to say, like, abilities like that were, and we've seen this in Project Power. That lady in the chamber.
Hmm.
If you have that kind of ability, like elemental, and it affects
Mm,
you, that's kind of crappy. Like I wouldn't want that. You know what I mean? Like
right.
you gotta be
You
like an
would assume that
Iceman.
you'd be either ice proof or fireproof
Right,
if you
like you
have
gotta
that
be,
ability.
yeah, you gotta be susceptible with the elemental abilities that you had. You know, like Iceman or Human Torch. You know what I mean? Like if you
Right.
catch on fire, which it doesn't make. I guess not really doesn't make sense, but I guess the compound V is so random that the abilities that you're gonna get is not perfected. You know what I mean?
It may be random and limited because it's man-made versus how I forget what's his name, the first son who was actually naturally born with an ability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would assume that it would enhance as generation goes on, or what do you think it would die?
Like Homelander's son is a hybrid, right?
Yeah, it's just a hybrid, but he's the only way for because they said that no soup can uh,
Produce?
reproduce because of the
Really?
compound V. However,
Oh.
because that was the effect of the compound V, but I guess they miscalculated or didn't expect a human with
Is that why Stormfront was really into him? Because they're like,
to the boy.
no, to Homelander, because she said, I think in episode 6, that he's like the future of the soup, like you are the asset or something like that. Remember
I don't
that, like
know.
before the whole weird sex scene that happened
I
between
do
them.
remember that. I think to me, how I was getting the vibe is that she was just trying to sweet
Manipulate him.
her, well, manipulate him, but to prevent him from killing her.
See, but
Like,
I don't think he can kill her though.
I
That's
mean,
the
because
thing.
she's not as powerful as everyone think. I mean, because when I think about Homelander, I think about Superman, but this Homelander is limited because, for example, how is it? I mean, because he said he has super hearing, but how is it that he can't hear? What goes unless he needs to focus, right?
Mm.
Because what I'm saying is that there were so many things that that I would think that his hearing would catch everything around him, like Superman. Superman has I guess, uh, he mastered the sense of hearing, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. But versus Homelander, like when things are going wrong around him, he doesn't catch on. But maybe it's because he's limited, or I'm just overthinking it. But going back, I don't know how I connected that. I really forgot about it.
No,
But
the
so
Stormfront, like uh,
Stormfront, I think Stormfront is just manipulating to prevent
mm-hmm.
him from hurting her. Because I think Stormfront is she can still die. I think. I mean,
I
she
think
has
so. I think so too. But
capable
I
healing
mean,
powers, but
yeah, in the episode 6, remember that weird fetish that she had with like he lasered her chest and nothing
exactly.
happened.
Well, two things that I thought happened is like one, she had, like everyone else, have crazy healing abilities. Because think about A Train, his leg broke. You see the bone sticking out, but as time went on, but it was like a week. He
Mm-hmm.
was in the hospital. He got better. He's back on his feet. So I assume that each soup has some enhanced healing capabilities. That's what I think about
Mm.
her. Or Homelander has control of his eye laser, so he didn't really burn her too much.
Mm. I see.
That's what I think.
Hmm. So they're
I
not
mean, I'm making logical sense in everything that I'm
right.
seeing and
So
watching.
they can't, yeah, they can't reproduce. So Homelander's son Ryan is just a rare case.
Yes, he is the very first, because every soup that you see were all man-made,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, Homelander did something that he shouldn't have done, but uh, it happened, and he has a son through a non-soup.
Right. So yeah, that's my favorite scene. And then the other one is a runner up, only because it's the very first time we've seen it in action is the Starlight versus Black Noir fight, which we kind of had seen that 3 times. Um,
Yeah, yes. This third time is actually um, getting serious. I did. It gave me the sense of how strong they both were,
mm-hmm,
especially Black Noir, because you know how Black Noir is a silent man.
mm-hmm.
But I hated about his weakness. I hated how his weakness
That's
was.
not really a weakness. I feel like that's still part of his human being. Like he didn't get rid of it, you know what I mean? Because not because you're a superhero doesn't mean you don't have allergies. Like Compound V is not as powerful as it is because he didn't get rid of your allergy. You're not like tree nut allergy.
I mean, it's just, I mean, that was his kryptonite. Okay, maybe it didn't kill him, but it was his kryptonite. I'm like,
Right, right.
it's funny how she just came in. I didn't like how she came in. What's her name? Maeve.
Queen Maeve.
Yeah, Queen Maeve, because it's that whole scene seemed too unbelievable, as if Nora was. Well, of course, it's the director made that scene to happen, but it just showed that no that scene was meant to happen. It
Mm.
didn't seem believable that Queen Maeve came behind Nor, did the chokehold on him. Just a moment to grab him. It seemed like they were waiting for her to do her part in the play or the in the scene. But anyway, it was just very sad how Black Noir weakened eating nuts.
Mm.
But anyway, but he was crazy strong.
Yeah, I didn't expect Queen Maeve to show up. I thought I thought something else will happen. But when
Yeah,
Queen
her.
Maeve showed up, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, okay. I guess this is happening.
Uh, yeah, her coming. I guess she's finding redemption, a chance to make her
No, I think
wrongs.
I don't. Yeah, it's more of a. I don't think it's redemption. It's more like a rebellion. I think it's a little bit of both, but more of a rebellion than redemption. Like she's like Starlight. She's starting to be like
Oh,
Starlight. She's getting
okay.
tired, sick and tired of the whole VOD and what had happened to her and Elena leaving her. So she's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm gonna rebel. And at the same time, she's finding redemption for what had happened at the the
The plane
plane.
scene.
Yeah, the plane scene.
Okay, I think you're right. Now that I think about it, her so-called redemption may have been on the next episode, but that can be on the next podcast. But yeah, you say you liked this scene, right? You said how
hmm
they were fighting each other. The third, was it their third battle with each other?
So the first battle was in at the restaurant. Remember that when the mom said, "Oh, everything's taken care of. Already called the manager." She's like, "What? They could be following us." And then Black Noir showed up, beat her
Okay.
up, knocked her out. And then the second one was, I think they even fought when she was in the cage.
Um, in the
I
cage.
thought they fought again. Or that might be
Mm,
so they might have
what
just
cage are you
fought
talking
twice.
about?
When she was in prison after Black Noir captured her, she woke up.
Oh no, there was no fighting scene
Oh,
in the
okay. So it's
cage.
just twice. So it's
So
just
it's just
the
twice.
restaurant and then when she got out.
Though this second episode or second scene, their second fight with each other, it I kind of I knew that Black Noir was strong, but seeing the scene just helped me, or help us verify how strong he was. But it also helped me understand that not Starfront, Starlight or Starlight, right?
Starlight, yeah.
Starlight was pretty strong herself. I mean, she was taking all those hits, though. I mean, I was expecting bruises here and there, but she wasn't so badly
Yeah,
beaten.
like yeah, she has super strength too. I thought it was just all light and all that stuff, but she got super strength. I was surprised when Black Noir was throwing her everywhere and breaking all these pillars, and she was just fine. You know what I mean? She still can get
Right.
up and fight. So she's not just a normal human being with light power. Remember that blind Chinese dude that Homelander hit like in the ears. So he's just a normal human
Mm,
being, but he just have an enhanced hearing.
okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think I just remember now that when Starlight made her appearance in one of the episodes, one or two,
Mm-hmm.
I remember her lifting up a car like she was working out. Um,
Oh,
I
okay.
remember that. So she does have super strength.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, she was pretty strong. But in line of that whole same, do you have any more episodes that you were
No,
gonna
no,
say
no,
or
no. Go ahead.
emphasize?
No, no. Yeah.
So in that same scene, but going back to where Lamplighter
Mm-hmm.
was burnt, this is where you see that Huey's character had developed. Like when he saw him die, and he was like, "F." He walks away. He comes back. He says, "I need your hand." That that was like, wow. Not no guilt or hesitation. He
Yes,
grabbed the arm
yes.
and
Cut it.
ah,
Yes, I love it.
that was like, wow. I didn't expect Huey to do something like that. That's out
Right,
of his
right,
character.
right. That's more like a Billy Butcher kind of, kind of
Exactly.
action.
One
So
of
like,
the bad boys. Yeah.
right.
Um. But I was like, whoa. Okay. Go Huey. All right. I mean, there was some look of disgust, but he had to grab the arm, put it on the stairs, stepped on it, hear the crack, and
Mm-hmm.
then he breaks a glass bottle, and then he starts
Yeah.
cutting it. I thought that was me. But isn't it hard to cut human skin?
I have no idea. I've never tried it, but
Neither did I.
he was still a little disgusted though when he was cutting them.
A
It
little,
was,
a little,
yeah,
but no barf. I mean, I would assume
right,
that the look.
right.
Um, I
Just the burned person, like looking at the burnt person, it's like, oh
would have
no,
been.
I'm done.
I would have. The way it was sad how how he ended his death, because I'm so used to when someone's burnt up, they're burnt to like crisp charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
But after the fire, I mean the the sprinklers came on, and not the sprinklers, the fires. Yeah, the fire sprinklers
Mm-hmm.
came on and cooled him off.
It's a
It's like
water
a
sprinklers, not fire
yeah,
sprinkler. They don't
whatever.
sprinkler fire.
Everyone, everyone know what I'm talking about. Fine. So, I mean, he looked disgusting. How he, I mean, the finishing burn.
Mm-hmm.
He, I mean, it was like a wet death. I don't know if that's a thing.
A wet death.
I guess, but anyway, I like that scene where Huey went, had forced his two pairs out and like I gotta get his hand. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else about this? About this, or I think that's all I had about favorite
Right.
scenes because again, I
Right.
didn't get a chance to skim through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we just saw Ryan again. In this, in this episode.
Who's Ryan
Um,
again?
Ryan is Homelander's son,
Oh,
and
that's his name. Okay.
apparently he's not mad anymore. He's not mad anymore. He finally, he forgave his dad, and this kid is easily manipulated. I tell you that. If there's any super ability that he has, one of them is he's not smart. This kid
One,
is not smart. He
he's a
didn't.
kid,
Yep.
but
He didn't get the. He might have a super strength from a compound V, but he didn't have a super intelligence from the compound V. So yeah, this kid is easily manipulated.
I think. I mean, do you think that you can sense a little bit of? I mean, maybe this is the kid's natural personality, but do you feel that you can sense Homelander's side or in his blood or something like that?
It's a possibility. I'm pretty sure it's a possibility. It really depends on how he's gonna be raised.
Well,
It's
because you made a point. He was. I mean, who would over? Not only would I be mad, but I would also be scared to see Homelander or so-called father. I'm like, how can you not remember, or how can you forget what you just did to your son? You just threw him off the roof, expecting him to fly, but he fell, broke, or didn't break his arm or anything. But you know what I mean? That's
right.
like a very traumatizing moment. But maybe his healing abilities kind of made him overlook it. Like, I'm good now.
I'm all good. Yeah, I don't know. It's the yeah, and then now they have Stormfront to manipulate the kid more, and
Yeah.
it's weird. It's that whole thing is weird, and now they're totally against the mom, which I um
Oh, that scene I remember now. But go ahead.
no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Okay, so that scene about the mom. I mean, this is where it's building up to that part where how he took Ryan away.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at her when I think she was trying to build her moment, how she was reaching up to the sky. I was like, no, not my son. But it just didn't seem right to me. It's like, why are you trying? As if she was trying to reach something
I
that was
actually
unreachable.
No, I actually took it as the way I saw that scene was like my initial take out of that scene was she was hopeless. Like she didn't know what to do. Like these are two superheroes, they're just overpowerful and they just flew. So now what am I gonna do? Like I can't fly. Who do I call? Like he was. I feel like she was freaking out. On the point of she's just lost it. Like
No,
whoa.
I mean, maybe that's it. She lost it. She just didn't know what to do. But I was just like, I mean, I guess I can give her credit for effort for trying to reach her hand, as if her hands was like Mr. Fantastic. Like, I don't know. If you were to
Oh,
see the scene
I
where
know what you're talking about though. Like like those weird commercials, when they took the food or something. Like no, that
exactly,
kind.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I see what you're saying.
that's how I felt, and also, I also was thinking about how Kevin Hart, or in his comedies, how he imagined how girls cry, it's like, no.
Right, right. Yeah. So, uh, yeah. So
Yeah.
that scene is weird. Well, let's talk about favorite lines.
I only
Um,
have one favorite line. This time, I have
yeah.
one
Go ahead.
favorite line.
Go ahead.
It's where what's our colonel or captain,
Um,
Who- commander or something like that.
Colonel.
What is
It's Colonel Mallory. Mallory.
okay, Colonel Mallory. How Colonel Mallory and M went to go visit
Mm-hmm.
Professor Jonah Vogelbaum. Making
Yes,
sure I
the
pronounce it
guy in the
wrong.
wheelchair. Yes.
Yeah, the guy in the wheelchair. Where she comes in and asks him, "Well, you seem to be living okay." And then this was his line in return: "This moral compromise does have its privileges." I'm like, so you have to be like a Robin Hood sometimes, or um, it just kind of struck me as like moral compromise, as in you have to sometimes do a little bit of evil to make sure what is good. If that makes sense, is that what you got from what he said? Moral
I don't
compromise.
see. I don't that whole scene. I don't really understand what they wanted from him.
You don't get why he was there. They were there.
Yeah, because aren't okay. So the way I took it, based on the last part, they just wanted him to testify, but I feel like they wanted something else, like an item or
No.
something.
Also, one, they just wanted his cooperation. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted him to, to be on their side to go against Vought because he is the CSO, meaning that he is just right with those who are at the level of CEO, either right next to them or just right below them. So they have the information. They have everything that goes on in Vought from legal to illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So they wanted him to at least decide with him to go against Vought because they were trying to throw all these trying to throw fuel in the fire, hoping the fire will flame to
Right.
make him hate more uh, towards Vought and get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
However, of course, the first attempt was he denied because he did not want to get any of his family involved. So he said no. Um, and they said, you can do whatever with me, kill me, do whatever you want, but uh, I have other things to worry about. That's the only purpose. They just wanted him to cooperate, if not cooperate, to at least to go to trial and to
So
confess,
so
because
when
their first witness was, or their
lamplighter,
first, yeah,
lamplighter.
lamplighter.
Yeah, yeah,
But since they
yeah.
lost lamplighter, they tried talking to
But when Billy Butcher came in,
he threatened them. I guess because his accent is really strong, he threatened him
mm-hmm.
that if you do not cooperate, because he said, "Oh, you may not be worried about your death, but you should be worried about your family because I will hunt." Because he was mad at him because he knows that not only that Homelander did him wrong, but he himself did Butcher wrong for hiding his wife
Right.
and so forth, and not telling Butcher about the hit of the. Anyway, so Butcher threatened him, if you don't confess, you may not be worried about your life, but if you do not do anything, I'm going to go to the daughter's room, choke her to death. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
look for your sons. So he basically threatened the life of his family
Right.
if he doesn't confess.
Yeah. I just thought he was they were looking for an item like an evidence or things like that. I
No,
know,
he
like
was the evidence.
I know they wanted him to cooperate. So uh the maid, the lady,
Was
poisoned.
his daughter?
That was his daughter, the old lady,
The which old lady?
the old lady that served drinks to Billy Butcher.
Oh, that was his daughter.
Oh, that was his daughter. Okay, so that lady, his daughter apparently, or
Hmm.
allegedly, I don't know. No, apparently, um, gave him a sleeping pill, slipped him a pill, and he passed out.
Ooh, Butcher?
Yeah,
No, that never happened in that scene.
it didn't. I thought he disappeared because they met in the restaurant again, right?
Which no, that didn't happen.
I thought he
You're,
passed out. I
are you
thought he
talking
like
about when he first met his wife?
no. This is right after he met the guy and it threatened him, and then the daughter served him drinks. I thought she drugged him, and
No, no,
then
no, no, no. Because
so so
um,
so that means that scene just ended in a way that, oh, I threaten you and this is my deal, and then that's it.
yeah,
We're done.
and then the scene went towards Jonah in the seat to show he was, now he feels fear, threat
Mm-hmm.
that Butcher is, attempting to kill his family. Whether it was an empty threat or not, the chances with Butcher is there.
Mm.
Um,
Now I guess I just didn't get how did the hint of them meeting in the restaurant happen. You know what I mean? Like, just all of a sudden they met in the
oh,
restaurant.
yeah. So what happened is that are you talking about the restaurant where he went to go see his mom?
I don't was that.
Because
Oh,
this
that
is
was
the
his
scene.
mom. Okay.
This is the scene where
Okay,
he
yeah,
also met his dad.
now I'm mixing up two white old lady. I thought the lady that he met at the restaurant
Was
was
the
that the
same
same
lady in the
lady.
house?
Yeah, the house. Cuz actually my favorite line came from there when she said I didn't do it for him. He's a cunt.
I,
She said.
oh, yep, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
mom. That's right.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that was my favorite scene. The reason why that was my favorite scene because I feel like that's a Billy Butcher thing. You know what I mean? And we can talk about that on episode 8 because man, that phrase showed up in episode 8, and it
It
was not overemphasized, but it was emphasized in episode 8. So
did
yeah.
it? I need
Oh
to
yeah.
watch it again.
Yeah. It's yeah. We're gonna talk about it in episode 8, but
Okay.
um. So, and that was actually my favorite line in episode 8, by the way. Um,
Was that the only one?
Probably. I don't know yet. I need a refresher. But so that's my favorite scene. My favorite line. Who do you think, out of all these characters in episode 7, who do you think is most improved?
Huey.
Okay.
Huey. I mean, I just told you how he was willing to cut a man's hand just
Right.
to get what he wants. Um, let's see. Also, um, I'm trying to think who else. I wanted to say, um, yeah, I think that was it. I think that was just it. I just think Huey was the only character that emphasized how his growth of being an innocent child
Mm-hmm.
to now okay to chop somebody's hand off was a big development. But
Right. Right.
I'm trying to think anyone else in that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, do you think the spotlight for every characters were even? Because I feel like the spotlights. Because the reason why I asked, because earlier while I was watching episode 8, I was trying to think who's the main character in the whole series, and I couldn't come up with one because the spotlight in each characters were almost perfectly even, that you cannot tell who's the main character. Like I'm
In
talking about
episode 8
just
or
one.
episode
No,
7?
no, the whole series, um, season one and
Okay.
season two.
I also agree. The one character I felt that was lessened out
Mm-hmm.
because they were a big part of it on season 1 was MM and
Frenchie.
Frenchie,
Yeah.
because they were just, I mean, of course they were there helping out along the way, but most of it was focusing on Butcher because of his wife,
Right. And Yui.
and Huey because of Starlight, and Starlight is starting to become more
Mm-hmm.
apparent into the show.
Right.
So it was Butcher, Butcher's wife, and wife kid, Homelander. So I think the main focus of that series was those who were really affected, because I
Mm-hmm.
felt MM wasn't really there, because during season 1 you see him um, being trying to cool down with his wife, but in season 2 he was now to me an extra character.
Mm-hmm.
Frenchie and what's her name again? The Asian chick.
Yukimo.
Kino, Kuno Kini, the Asian chick.
Yeah,
So the
whatever
Asian chick,
Japanese name she has. Yeah,
uh, the Asian chick. No, it wasn't Japanese, or was it
she's
uh,
Japanese. She's Japanese. She's
in
not.
the
Yeah,
movie or in Vietnam? Because
she's
I thought,
in the movie. She's Japanese. She's not
really,
Vietnamese. Yeah, she's Japanese.
I thought that not Vietnamese. I thought they the group that she was in, the terrorist, was from Thailand or something, like somewhere in the forest.
No, they took her. She's from
Oh, from
Japan,
Japan.
and
Okay,
from
that's right.
Japan, and they
I
took, yeah,
remember.
kidnapped her.
So Frenchie and the Asian chick were like a side story. Like you see some build up where he and her are starting to get along. She's teaching him how to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Also, A Train and The Deep, they were side stories. I didn't really think they were just fillers to me, trying to drag out the whole hour movie, because this is an hour movie, a show. I'm sorry, an
Right.
hour episode. So the focus, I believe, in this whole story was Homelander, Butcher, and Huey, and the other the others around. Like for Homelander, it would have been his son and Starfront, and sometimes the wife, Butcher and the wife, and Huey and the girl.
Mm.
That's, to me, that's who was the spotlight in this season.
Mm-hmm. But I
Uh,
mean, if we're talking about main characters, mainly talking about protagonists, because antagonists, they're not they're like, like the big character, but the protagonists are, I don't think it's because it's either Huey or Billy Butcher. You know what I mean?
I think if you're talking about that, I think in this case is those two,
Mm-hmm.
because Billy Butcher sees Huey as his little brother that died.
Mm-hmm. Lenny. Yeah.
Exactly, because every time uh, they keep they his any of his relatives were to see Lenny, or Lenny see Huey, they said, "Doesn't he remind you of someone?"
Right. Yeah. The aunt. Yeah. That
Yeah,
whole
the aunt
scene with
said
the.
that, and then in episode 8, of course, I'm going to just throw it in there. The wife said that, Huey's good for you, because she also know about Lenny.
Mm.
But anyway, I really think those two are the main characters. If anything, I believe, if you
But
have to be the one, go
yeah,
ahead.
but I think the with the title The Boys, it's gotta be all four of them.
You think
Um,
so?
yeah, The Boys is four of them. Yeah, yeah, because you have, in episode, especially in episode 6, you have that whole origin story of Frenchie, on how he's connected to Lamplighter and the Colonel Mallory, and what he did. You know what I mean? Like, you have that storyline, the origin storyline. We don't have that one yet with Mother's Milk. I don't think so.
Mother's
Um,
Milk or MM. You know who he reminds me of every time I look at him? Every time I see him or how he
mhm.
plays out his character among the crew, um, like a bad priest trying to make it right. Seriously, I mean, for Frenchie, I just feel like he's just uh, who do he remind me of? Some sad soul that wants to make it right in the world because that's what he wants. But
Right.
finding redemption, he's trying to find redemption in his own way with Kimiko, Kimi,
Oh, oh my
Kimo,
gosh, we need to
Kimoko.
Google this.
Let's do this. I'm murdering her
uh,
name. The boys' characters. Um, but yeah, I mean, you're right. Okay, if it's the boys,
Kimiko. Kimiko.
Kimiko, Kimiko. That's how you
Yes.
pronounce it.
Yes.
Kimiko. Um,
No,
so I guess
that's how French you pronounce it because of his accent.
Kimiko. Okay,
Kimiko.
well, that could be Kimiko. Like how I used to pronounce Aladdin, but someone told me that's not how you pronounce it.
It's
In
Aladdin.
Asia, yeah, Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin.
And to
Yeah,
me,
I see
it
that.
sounds more right saying it that way.
Nobody even
Um,
says like that. Like you're gonna be one of those d-bag that pronounce things the way it's supposed to pronounce. Like, what you don't say tacos, you say taco. You know, burrito. You don't say burritos. It's burrito. Like, no,
Burrito.
don't be a d-bag
Okay.
and just pronounce it the way it is. Like, we don't care. You know?
Wow. If you look at their Google pictures, those characters, they look a lot more less hideous. And you know what? The name that they call her is female, not Kamiko.
Oh, female. Yes, yes. Because of the first season, they couldn't figure out her name.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense. And then you should look at Frenchie. Frenchie looks more clean, not drugged. Well, anyway, so yeah, Kim. I really felt that only the two boys were just the focus. I mean, I get
Mm.
it. The show is about the boys, but somehow in this season, it didn't really play out to how the title. I guess I don't know. That's just me. But I get.
Yeah, but I think the boys is focusing on four of them. So anyway, so we have the favorite scene, we have the favorite line, and the most improved, I guess, most improved. And we talked about other things, but
Mhm.
um, what do you think is the most shocking part for you in this episode? What's the new information that you got from this episode?
Uh, the new information you said?
Mm-hmm. Like the new thing that we got from this episode.
Well, the new thing was that there's another soup out there,
Mm.
but of
Yeah,
course,
because
the
our initial thought was
was
um
Stormfront.
no. Remember that that detective that they met, and then all of a sudden her head blew up. They were talking
Oh,
to her. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So we thought that, they might have put a chip in
a
her,
chip
like what
in her
happened to
brain.
Starlight. Yeah, and it just automatically, if you say something forbidden, like a word that's forbidden, or if they're watching you, they just press the button and then your head will blow up. But that's not the case though, because of that courthouse. That means there's another soup that has an ability to make your head blow up. And episode 8, we'll talk about this in episode 8.
Yeah,
What is our prediction, and how that, I guess we'll try to guess and deduct what will be how would that whole thing happen. Like, how can the superhero make a head blow up? Because you don't see any light, like for Homelander, it makes sense how he does it, because the laser from his eyes, and he can blow up someone's head.
see,
But
throughout this whole thing, I just thought that someone was watching the news
yes,
and was just zapping it from there. Like I
right.
was thinking of someone had but it would have been a super telekinesis or
Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about
telekinesis
that in
ability.
episode 8. Let's talk about that in episode 8. Now, how
Well,
do we
well, that's
think
what
it
I
works?
felt.
Right.
But
Because
okay, go ahead.
I have my own opinion and how I think it works. And
In
you will see
episode
down
8?
in episode 8. You will see down in
Okay,
episode 8,
fine.
kind of on how that person and this superhero, so it's confirmed it's from a superhero, on how this person
Or
does it.
supervillain. How do you
Or
pronounce her?
supervillain, or yeah, a very powerful being. How about that?
Well, I think just her
A
or
non-human
this
ability.
supervillain's ability, just popping heads just for
Yeah,
instant death.
supernatural ability. Yeah.
I think that is not like OP, but just pretty a sneaky ability. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
until you find out who it is, you might be able to find your way out. But if you're just like one of those assassins where you just walk by and then, okay, I don't like him. Anyway, yep, episode 8. We'll talk more about it in episode 8 on the next podcast.
Okay. Is there are there anything else that you want to talk about?
Oh, I did like this episode. I mean, it was one of those classical episode scenes when, because I was thinking, because knowing how dirty or dark this show is.
Dirty and dark, yes.
Okay, both. How how the mom, after Butcher talked to the mom and the mom left.
Mm-hmm.
The cafe. I saw the mom leave, and I was like, the mom better look back, otherwise this is really dark. She didn't really care about her son.
Yeah, right.
So, but she did look back. It's like that moment's like, I love my son, and yada 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 thing. But I did love how she said, I mean, it's your favorite line, but I thought that was pretty nice of her to like, I didn't do it for him, I did it for you. Like, she knows that her husband is not the greatest husband in the world, but I'm surprised she's still with him. But I don't know, maybe that because he's sick now, she decided like, okay, I'll just wait it out until he drops, and then I'll go back to my life. I don't know. That's how I felt.
Yeah, that whole conversation with his
His
dad
dad.
is more like a two Billy Butcher talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
agree.
So he didn't get his accent from his mom.
That's apparent. That was pretty
Get it?
apparent.
Get it? Apparent.
Okay, that was a natural corny joke or daddy joke, however you want to call it.
It's apparent.
It's apparent. Yeah, but I got nothing. But it was a good episode.
Mm-hmm. It was a good episode. Yeah. So you're gonna find out what happened on episode 8, and episode 8 is really good, by the way. You guys should
Yes.
watch it before you listen
Yes.
to our podcast. That's probably what you should do. You should You should watch the show first. Watch the shows first and the movies before you listen to our
Right.
podcast, because we're gonna spoil the heck out of you. If you're okay with that, then that's fine. But if
Right.
not, you probably should watch the show first before you click. But anyway, make sure you tell your friends about us. If you have iTunes, Apple Podcasts, make sure to rate us, comment, and tell your friends about us. That's the only way. That's the actually one of the best ways you can help us. Except for financially, if you want to support us.
Don't we have a Patreon account?
We do have a Patreon account. It's patreon.com/TMFS official. So if you guys want to go there and support us, it will definitely help us a lot. It will improve all our equipment. It will set a time, and maybe we can do this full time. And also if you want to
Right.
support us, we will give you. Of course, there's an incentive. There's a reward for you guys to be. Maybe you can be part of our podcast. If you're a little shy, that's fine. But we can mention your name. We can shout you out and things like that. Or if there's any request episodes that uniquely for you and private for you, we can do that as well.
Right.
So anyway,
Right.
right. But other than that, one of the best ways that you can do is comment, share, rate this podcast, and tell your friends about us. It will definitely help us. Come follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the Maximum Filipino Show, and you guys can find us there. You guys can follow me, the Gum Fam Show, the
Right.
Gum Fam Show,
The Gum Fam.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all that stuff. You guys can find Wakka somewhere. I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
you walk by somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you the country. He might be somewhere. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. I'm gonna let go, Wakka. Wakka, thank you for joining me.
Anytime,
this has
bro.
been this has
Anytime.
been
Loving
an
it.
amazing podcast.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening in. Hopefully you
right.
are.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later, guys. Bye.
Catherine.